Well guys, I've almost reviewed every single theatrically released Batman movie. We're nearly there guys, let's keep on chugging.
What?
Following the success of Tim Burton's Batman, Warner Bros. Produced a popular animated series created by Bruce Timm and Eric Radomski. And after the series proved a hit with audiences, it was only a matter of time before an animated feature film based on Batman would be in the works, with the main crew of the show acting as the creative team. The original idea was to have Batman being captured by his enemies at Arkham Asylum and facing a kangaroo court with Joker as the judge, in which the villains try him for making them what they are. However, this idea was scrapped as it would have required Batman to stay immobile for most of the runtime, though it would become the basis of an episode of the show called Trial. In the end, the team decided to create a wholly new antagonist in order to keep the story as far removed from Batman's regular rogues gallery, and basically turn them into Scooby-Doo.
So you figured it out.
Old Man Jenkins?
It's not that simple.
In fact, the filmmakers were hesitant to even include the Joker at all, as they didn't want anything that could potentially connect them back to the live action films. It wasn't until they realised that the medium of animation would allow them to use the character in a way that the live action movie simply couldn't, so they decided that he should stay. However, they all agreed not to include Harley Quinn, as they wanted to keep the Joker as a solo threat. Co-writer Alan Burnett then decided to make the main plot about a love story for Bruce, as this hadn't really been explored in a film yet. Rude.
Well, this is a most pleasant interruption.
Stating that this would allow the writers to delve into Batman's psychology. Yeah, eat your heart out, Nolan. He was inspired by Citizen Kane to show the love story through flashbacks, and the graphic novel Batman Year 2 also inspired the film's main plot. However, problems began to surface when Warner Bros. Without warning decided to give the film a theatrical release, which sent the filmmakers into a panic, as they had been making the movie under the assumption that it would go straight to television. And because most theatrical animated movies take at least 2 years to complete, they were now forced to put production into overdrive to get the movie finished on time. It was basically an expanded episode. We boarded the script and did all of our designs and shipped it overseas. We were treating it with more quality, but we originally didn't intend it for the big screen. We got the word that the studio officially wanted a theatrical release while we were literally handing out the storyboards to the animators. It had all been formatted for the old school TV ratio, which was practically a square. It was like, what the heck are we going to do? When I see it, I just cringe. It's like 90% there. I just wish we had that last 10%.
No kidding.
Batman Mask of the Phantasm was released on Christmas Day 1993. So it's a Christmas movie!
I want to say yes.
But unfortunately, it didn't do particularly well at the box office, only grossing $5.6 million on a budget of $6 million. This was mainly blamed on Warner Bros.' decision to release it theatrically at the last minute, as it meant the film was given very little advertising, though it did eventually turn a profit through various home media releases. However, the movie garnered widespread acclaim for those who did see it, many deeming it a better adaptation of Batman than the live-action versions. Siskel and Ebert in particular liked the movie so much that they dedicated an entire segment of their show to it in order to boost its popularity. And even future Batman Robert Pattinson named it his favourite Batman movie of all time. Now, changing from live action to animation isn't a bad shout, but sometimes it is a bit weird. I mean, the movie's literally introduced by the Looney Tunes. It's just strange. One thing I have to credit is the damn musical score. It is great, especially for the action scenes. It's tremendous. Although, are they spoofing Psycho with this one? I've always loved the animated style of the show. It really looks like a comic book and it's a great way to adapt it. And I love how petty Batman is, just decides to randomly stomp on a villain on the way out of the room. And they even run out of bullets! How is a damn cartoon more realistic than the live action films? So we get a creepy villain called the Phantasm, and his voice is actually incredibly creepy and ominous.
I want you, Chucky boy.
And as explained, we get the twist that it's actually Bruce's girl, but having the Phantasm be voiced by Stacy Keach, who also voices her father, is a clever way to throw us off the scent. The twist itself is fairly predictable. She's only just rocked up into town and randomly hangs out in cemeteries, but it's fine. Although, If she's the Phantasm, I mean, we see that she has like a smoke glove or whatever, but she constantly disappears into thin air. How the hell is she doing that? The film does have some really spooky moments and a really creepy atmosphere. The fight scenes between the two is great, and I love the dark animation. It makes for some really cool imagery. It's so incredibly detailed and adds to the dark nature of the story and the characters' emotions. It's like a damn horror movie at points. A dude gets crushed to death in a damn grave. Has Stone Cold Steve Austin been here? Alfred is voiced by Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. and has some really funny and sassy lines. He is great.
Such rot, sir. Why, you're the very model of sanity. Oh, by the way, I've pressed your tights and put away your exploding gas balls.
You think you know everything about me, don't you?
I dive at your bottom. I bloody well ought to.
But I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, never say the M word in front of Bruce.
Totally misheard her the first time around. Mrs. Beaumont and Bruce, it's a fine little love story. It turns out she can hold her own in a fight and actually owns Bruce quite a bit. Great, another woman Alfred can randomly let into the Batcave.
So tell me, with all that money and power, how come you always look like you want to jump off a cliff?
Wait until you see Pattinson. Although, she literally realizes that he's Bruce Wayne because she spots Batman simply standing near the Wayne grave. Jesus Christ, Elastigirl doesn't stretch this far!
$7 million. Never leave the cave without it.
By the way, Dad's been wanting to meet you.
You've been seeing him like a day! In fact, Bruce proposes! Yeah, in the worst proposal known to man!
Here. You'll get the idea.
But they've only known each other, what, a couple of days at most? And then it seems like she leaves him. So they introduce a woman, have her fall in love with Bruce Wayne, get engaged, and then break up all of it in 35 minutes!
So much has changed.
You still love each other?
It's true.
What's her favourite colour? Or song? Or film? Or animal? I don't know, you've only known her about half an hour, that's my point. There's even a scene where Bruce rushes off to kick ass and... yeah, I'm sure he could use some assistance. You proved you can fight. Go and give him a hand, lady.
Hey, Jones! There!
I do love how during a chase scene, this cop has to alert the driver about a big-ass lorry in front of them.
You have to go after him!
He didn't do it. It's garbage, Mr. Reeves. The Batman does not kill.
Except when he does. You know, it's weird. I've been reviewing superhero films for quite a few years now, and I've still never looked at the best Joker.
Hang on. We already reviewed The Dark Knight.
I said what I said. Mark Hamill is easily, hands down, the greatest portrayal of this character ever. It sounds nothing like the man. It is incredible. He dissolves into this role, and it doesn't matter if he's being funny or sinister. He's fucking amazing.
Gasp! Can it be? Wouldn't it be great if I'd finally driven him off the deep end?
This isn't a joke.
That's it. That's what I want to see. A nice big smile.
Did he forget to mention?
Joker.
Batman! Although Bruce somehow doesn't recognize him until he draws the face on his picture, and yeah, this effect is really lame. The thing is, this film was actually intended to be the finale of the TV series, which explains the Joker's supposed death at the end, but it didn't end up being the case. Fair play to him though, he doesn't discriminate and happily beats the shit out of a woman. Wait, why is this one cop smiling randomly as they chase Batman down? He's having the time of his life. The sound design for all of the action scenes is also incredibly well handled. Kevin Conroy does a great job as Batman, I can't lie. He has a really ominous and imposing voice.
Why did the Joker meet with you?
He and Joker end up having a pretty sweet fight in the fairground. It's like some King Kong Godzilla shit. I'm not as big on the fan as everyone else is, but it's certainly not bad. It's a decent movie. I just wouldn't really rush out to see it again anytime soon. It's alright. The animation is great and it delivered what it was intended to do. It's not the best I've ever seen, but it's still worth a watch. See you next week for... Oh dear, yeah. Yeah, we're getting to it.